Our Minnesota survives. History tells us that no team has ever come back from 3-0. That doesn't mean that Minnesota can't wear the Dallas Mavericks down a little bit for the Celtics and make them easy pickings.
Yep.
So with that said, do you think Luka and the Mavericks get it done tonight?
Well, I do. I think you make this is the exact right question to ask. Because I think this series is incredibly evenly matched. I think that all 4 games, either team could have won, which is why I'm so confident that this isn't going to be the first time in NBA history a team blows a 3-0 lead. Because people have tried to make the argument like, well, all these games came down in the last minute. These 2 teams are dead even. But that's not an argument for one team then winning 4 in a row. That, you know what I mean? The argument for a team coming back from 3-0 is the one we almost saw last year when it was Celtics Heat. When you think the Celtics clearly have more talent, the Heat are playing over their skis, and then, eventually water will find its level. And that is what happened in that series. It went from 3-0 to a Game 7. 2 evenly matched teams, the Mavs will get it done in my opinion, in one of the next 2 games. But the right question is, are they going to be worn down? Worn down, no, because the finals don't start until June 6th. But a turned ankle, or a re-aggravation of the knee sprain, or something as fluky as Derek Lively getting clocked in the back of the head, and a neck sprain, even though that neck sprain sure looked like a concussion. I mean, I'm not a doctor, and I was just watching on TV, but that looked like a concussion. But whatever, I'm not making any allegations. I'm just saying from my couch it looked like a concussion. That's the concern. That is the concern. And so if the Mavs win tonight and get through fully healthy, then I actually think for the finals, for their finals purposes, that loss in Game 4 was good for them in this regard. I think that a week off is plenty of time, and that 9-10 days off can maybe be a little, like, almost too much. I also think a sneaky important part for the Mavericks is Maxi Kleber getting ramped back up after being out with, he had, DeMonze, the injury you had in your shoulder. He had the AC joint, the like dislocation, collarbone thing, right? And so he's been out a month because of it. He didn't have the surgery. It's like we had talked about when it happened with you. And him being able to get 12 minutes in Game 4 and now maybe 15 minutes tonight, like that to me is a minor concern for Boston. Is Boston made such quick work of Indiana, even though those games, and we'll talk more about that later, they didn't get the opportunity to let Kristaps get game action in, you know what I mean, in less than the NBA Finals cauldron. And so now it is nice that they didn't have to risk any other injury and they get the rest.
Never
I
been
get all
here
that.
Before either. I assume.
No,
like he's not used to being at this point in the postseason.
Kristaps had never been to round 2 before.
Right.
Kristaps was with the Knicks and then got hurt. Was with the Mavs and was in round 1, and then the next year when they were in round 1 got hurt, and then he was with the Wizards. You know, so Kristaps has never had a real postseason run, and so that is, I want to make sure I'm right about that. I'm almost certain I am, but he's obviously never been to the finals. But I don't think prior to this year he's ever played in a playoff game. Yeah, I'm right. In fact, including this year, he's still never played in a non-round 1 playoff game because the last game he played in was the Game 4 against Miami this year. And so in that regard, I don't think that Mavs losing in Game 1 or Game 4, was bad. I also think you were I know this is illogical, but it is how I look at sports. Kind of due for a bad game. And I know that doesn't mean you're not going to have a bad game moving ahead, but if they had just won game 4 and it's like, man, you win back-to-back games against OKC, you then sweep Minnesota, are you going to have your cold shooting, bad game, things are off in game 1 or game 2 of the finals? So maybe it resets that a bit. I know, again, that is not really sound logic, but it makes sense in my brain. However, another 48 minutes of basketball is another 48 minutes where somebody can get dinged, where somebody can get hurt. And so it's not without cost. What I will say is the Mavs need Kyrie Irving to be able to, and maybe with the day between games in the finals, it'll help him. They need A-level Kyrie Irving. What we've had throughout these playoffs is A-level Kyrie Irving for spurts, for quarters, or for halves, not many times for entire games. They are going to need that for entire games against elite defense. And one other piece, they're going to need Kyrie Irving to maintain his disposition that he has had this entire postseason in what will be a very difficult environment for him. Those Boston fans are brutal on everyone, but they really hate him. Now, he did a lot of that to himself. He flipped him off and he stomped on Lucky. So I'm not going to... I think it's almost... There's going to be some improper jeers sent his way out of Boston. Nobody does that to himself. But the extra vitriol that he's going to deal with, I hope Kyrie can keep his disposition, because obviously, what'd you say?
Compartmentalize.
Yeah, exactly right. Yeah, which is hard. It's not easy, but I will say a guy that he, had great success with and now has, what's the made amends with? I don't know if that's probably not the right term. Reconciled, that's what I'm looking for. In LeBron. LeBron's one of the best athletes ever, the ability to do that. That no matter what you're hearing or the narrative is or anything going into a game, once the game starts, you're just there. So I think the Mavs are going to win tonight. If they don't win tonight, I am fully confident they're going to win the game 6 at home. But you just don't want more chances for injury, and a full week off would be good for anybody. Hey, thanks for watching. Hit the subscribe button to get more from the show, and make sure to click the bell to get notified every time new content drops. Check out full episodes of What's Right wherever you get your podcasts, or just click the link in the description below.